Fiori.
This conference will now be recorded.
So Fiori, what is Fiori? Many consultants have. You guys can hear me, everyone. There's some background noise. Can you please everyone mute? Any question you can unmute and ask. Okay. Gopi and Shoni. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, Praveen. Yeah.
Okay. Any question you can please unmute and ask. But this noise would be recorded in the videos and it would be a disturbance for you. Yeah. Let's go ahead and discuss Fiori. So what is Fiori? So this is the doubt everyone have. Do I need to learn Fiori? Okay. So Fiori is like any other module in SAP. It's like a ABAP or ASD, not SD because it's a technical module. Fiori is a technical module which involves some programming, which works on UI5, HTML5. So these all technologies it works on. So Fiori is like one another module in SAP, which will be handled by Fiori consultants, like ABAP consultants. We also have Fiori consultants. But coming to the functional consultants like SDM, MPP, FI, what you need to learn in the Fiori? That is, see, all these days we are accessing SAP through our traditional GUI, right? We have a graphical user interface where we log in, then it shows the easy access. We go to SPR, we configure, and that's how we use the SAP system. That is a user interface to access the SAP system, right? But now SAP is on cloud, right? When SAP is on cloud, so how do you access SAP? Why? Because there is no traditional GUI on the cloud. Okay, there is no traditional GUI on the cloud. So how do you access SAP? The front end now for SAP is Fiori. Okay. The front end for the SAP is now Fiori. That means Fiori do the same job what your earlier we used to do. You used to do that on the standalone desktop systems. Now we can access SAP in the cloud as well using Fiori. So Fiori is not for only S4 Hana. Fiori was there even in the ECC itself. In the ECC itself, you can access complete SAP using Fiori. But at that time, Fiori was restricted only for creation of a sales order, changing of a sales order, display. That's it. But you don't have that CDS analytical views and these all things at that time when we have ECC. But now in the S4 HANA, anything like you have different apps like say transactional apps, fact sheets, right? And you have analytical apps. Everything you can access only through one interface called as Fiori, right? So any question on this? So you have clarity now what is Fiori exactly? So Fiori is like one another interface. That's it. It's just an interface for functional consultants. Okay. For a functional consultant.
Hi, Praveen.
Yeah. Yeah, Ritesh.
Yeah. Morning, Pritam here.
Pritam. Yeah, go ahead.
So, only for displaying we will be using Fiori, or for configuration purpose also we will use Fiori?
Only for display. That's enough. Like
Okay.
you say, it has a front end. So easy access. Users use easy access, right? So as of now, Fiori is available for easy access. On the cloud, you have Fiori for the SPR also configurations, but that is in a guided configuration, not as what we see the SPRO. Okay. So Fiori
Okay.
is only for display purpose, like a front end, which looks like your normal easy access.
So if some Z field or some new Z reports customer wants to develop in HANA,
Yeah.
so normally nowadays our technical consultant will doing that,
Yes.
right, in ECC.
Yes.
So now, in future, what would be the approach? So we
Your
should map all these new fields, or our Fiori technical consultant will do, or
Fiori,
creating a new tile.
Fiori consultants will do that. You don't have any role in
Okay.
that.
Oh,
Okay. As a
okay.
consultant,
Okay.
as a functional consultant, you don't have any role. You have only objective set. You should make sure whether this role has been assigned to that user or not. So what role should be assigned? And second thing, to give the training and create groups and make sure all the tiles available. That's it. As of now, nothing role for a functional consultant on the Fiori, because we still work on the same traditional GUI with the SPRO as a functional consultants. But users has an option whether they want to go with the traditional GUI or they want to work on the cloud with the Fiori app. Okay. So why SAP has come up with Fiori? Why do we really need Fiori? Why can't we use the same traditional GUI? Because
Praveen,
yeah,
I have one question.
go ahead.
In this Fury, to do any transaction, should only Fury be used, or it
Both.
can be accessed through
You can
other?
access it on the both.
Okay.
Okay. So and it will be in sync. It will be in sync. Say suppose if you open some sales order in change mode in the traditional GUI, you cannot access the same sales order on the GUI. It will be locked.
Using, okay.
Okay. It will be in sync
Using Fury.
using in the Fury.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so why we really need Fiori? Why SAP has come up with Fiori? As I told you, Fiori is not new for S4 Hana. Fiori was already there in the ECC itself, and we used to use Fiori to create orders and these all things. But SAP has added some more. Why? Because now on the HANA database, you have even BW mounted, right? Your analytical also mounted on the same server. All the your core modules and analytical, everything is mounted on the same. So now you can also access analytics through the same database using Fiori. But this was not there in the ECC. In the ECC, we have only transactions. That's it. We don't have analyticals in the ECC. But here we have analyticals and fact sheets. So why SAP has come up with this Fiori? See, first thing, let's take back to again the R3 structure or early 90s and 80s. The core objective of any business or any software development or any service, you take any business, any software development, any service, the objective is to give a solution to the customer, right? You accept? So customer has this issue. Okay, let's fix it with some solution. That's it. At that time, we don't mind how the user experience is. That means, see, if you remember the old SAP screens, let me show you. I hope the guys who are in the industry since 2004-5, you might be knowing the old SAP screens, how they look. You see this? This is how we used the SAP screens used to look, right? So this is how the SAP screens used to look earlier in the 2003, 4, 5 like that. But now some refinement in the visualization, the colors, fonts, some smooth effects, and coming further, you have some more refined, right? That means, see, in the initial days, the objective of any business or a software development, or it can be anything, the objective is to give solution. That's it. Okay, how we give it, that doesn't matter. First, let's give a solution to the customer. That used to be, and always companies used and business used to think in the customer perspective. How best customer is satisfied with the solution. That's it. They don't think of the consultants or the users, right? But now that is not the case, because it's not just giving a solution. How best you give the solution and how better you present it. You take Apple. Apple screens, okay, the fluid, the swipe, or you take anything, how fluid there. That means, see, it's the same old mobile phones. You take same old mobile phones, At that time, we don't have the purpose of mobile phone is that only to make a calls or send a text or receive the calls or receive the text. But today, it's not that. It has become a smartphone and it has enhanced with lots of features now. So now it's not just giving a solution, how best you give the solution and how best you present that solution is matters. So in the early 90s, 80s, when SAP was developed, at that time there was no internet and there was no cloud. But today, anything is cloud. You take a just bank example. Customers used to go to bank for any transaction. Later, we got internet banking, which we can do it through laptops and desktops. Now it is mobile banking. So whatever you can do, the transactions by going to the bank physically, you can do the same thing through the mobile. So how user friendly and how best you present that solution to the customer now it matters, because everything is on cloud, even customers requirements is on cloud now. So now SAP introduced Fiori, a browser based application which can access complete SAP anywhere. So the fundamental objective of SAP, the Fiori, is anywhere. That means it can be accessed. You are in an airport, you can access it. If you're in office, you can access it. While you're traveling, you can access it. And on any device, you can access it. Okay, it's not a laptop or a desktop or mobile. Any device, you can access it. You can access it through iPad. At the same time, you can access it through laptop. And anytime. Okay, anytime, 24/7, you can access this. So this is the fundamental of SAP Fiori. So anywhere you should be in a position to access this on any device and anytime.
And if we add something, any new field in our S4 Hana system, it will automatically flow to Fiori, or some function technical fix need to be done?
No, it should be again added into the Fiori. It will not be again flowing to that. Why? Because only database connection is there between your traditional GUI and your Fiori. There is a database connection, but not screen connection. You need to again do that in the Fiori. Your Fiori consultants will do that, UI consultants.
One more question, Praveen. We have heard about Ariba. So is it only Fiori? And when we are discussing about Fiori, we are talking that using Fiori we can also run transaction not only in SD, also in PP, MM, everything, right?
Yes.
So what is the need for other module like Ariba and all? So I think all these MM transaction also we can do in Fiori, right?
See, anything you can do. Ariba is a separate module. Ariba is not a front end. Ariba is a successor of your SAP SRM concept, supplier relation management, which is a supplier network. That's a completely whole together different module, nothing to do with the Fiori. Okay, it's a cloud-based application, right? Yeah.
Okay, like C4C or any other module.
Like your hybrid C4C, success factors. It can be anything like that, but not. It is nothing to do with the Fiori. It may be accessed through Fiori, but it is a separate whole different concept. So
and now this traditional HANA and this Fiori, both are different. So in between, how it is connected means how data are flowing between HANA and
we'll come
Fiori.
to there. We'll come to there. I'll show you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Praveen, this is here. So my question is like what you said was very similar access or and facility we get on VPN. Like we can access SAP anywhere, anytime. So I didn't get how this is different from VPN.
Okay. See, earlier,
Isn't it?
even through when you are accessing SAP from anywhere, do you access it through browser or same GUI? We used to access it through GUI, traditional GUI, not on browser based.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Correct.
See, you can host your SAP server anywhere and access through VPN through traditional GUI. But now today it's not the case. Say suppose your vice president is traveling to US, say from India, Bombay. It will take 18 hours. So he need to address some important business there as a meeting there, say suppose in the US. So he wants some analyticals. So he want to have very close to the near analyticals. It's not 18 hours old analytics. So what he can do when if there is a connection from Dubai, when he land in Dubai, when he connect to internet through his mobile, he can just access and check the analytics. What is that 5 year difference? Okay. After the 5 hours difference, after another connection, say suppose for 13 hours flying to US, again he can open his mobile and check the close to nearest analytics, the report, before he go to the meeting or a presentation. That means, see, Fiori is, as I told you, it's nothing to do with your VPNs or it's nothing to do with the cloud applications. Okay, Fiori is a front end to access any of the SAP application now. Okay, it's like a front end. It's like any other GUI. Okay, whatever you are using this particular traditional GUI, how you log into the traditional GUI, we open the launchpad, we double click and we log in it, right? The same way you also do with the Fiori. You log in and perform, but what you can perform as of now is only easy access. You can only access easy access if you are on premise. If you are in cloud,
that means master data we can maintain, right, from
only
Fiori.
master data transactions. That's it.
Yes, right.
Okay, but now you can also pull the reports as well. The CDS view through CDS views, you can also do the analyticals. We'll see that all things. I'll show you in the system, right? So this is how Fiori has evolved, and Fiori is helping the customers to access SAP
So,
anywhere, anytime, on any device. So as I told you,
so
Fiori, yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
Praveen. So, just what my understanding is, we cannot do anything. Just to, we can access the report and the data in a query,
Transactions.
and we cannot do anything. Transaction, can we do?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we can do that. Let me come there. I'm explaining the same thing. So as of now, say suppose you are on premise. On premise, you can access Fiori. That is only easy access. What we do in the traditional easy access, we create transactions. You can create a sales order. You can change a sales order. You can display a sales order, right? You can only do the transactions, right? Apart from that, now you have analytical apps as well as fact sheets. But if you are on cloud, see, on premise, you have easy access as well as SPRO. So you can also access SPRO now, but through Fiori on premise, you can access only easy access. But on cloud, you can access everything only through Fiori. There is no traditional GUI there. You can access anything only through Fiori, but there is no SPRO there because everything goes through the guided configuration. What is cloud? It is shared by many other customers. So if you give the SPRO access, what happens? If someone changes, it will be affected to others also. So what happens? You can access everything through Fiori, and any configurations should be done only through the guided configuration. But in the on-premise, if you are hosting SAP on your own servers in your premises or in your data centers, then Fiori can access through the easy access. You can access Fiori, easy access through Fiori, and you can also have SPRO through the traditional GUI. Going through SPRO, you can access the traditional GUI. You don't find this transaction bar in Fiori. How do we go to customizing IMG screen? Only when we enter SPRO here, then only we go to IMG screen. But this transaction bar will not be available in the Fiori. Rest everything is same. Whatever the screen you are seeing, the icons, what all you are seeing, even this logo, everything would be looking same. But you don't see this transaction bar because everything now is accessed to apps. You don't need to punch this VS01 or XD01 to access some transaction. Just click that app, it would be open. So there is no transaction bar in the Fiori. Okay, I'll show that. We'll go to Fiori and I'll show everything. So Fiori is conceptualized basing upon 5 pillars. So what are the 5 pillars of Fiori? Yeah, as I told you, user experience. Earlier, we need to sit in front of a desktop to access SAP or a laptop. But now you can even access on sitting on couch from iPad. So that's the user experience. And earlier, what happens is, whether you want or not, the screen is completely exposed to all the users. Okay, if you want to go for sales order screen is exposed to all the sales representatives, whether they need the data or not. It was only function based. Okay, sales order creation, it's a function based. That means you can see here, this guy might be having a different role. This guy can create a sales order, and this guy is authorized to release it. But whether they need or not, they are accessing the complete data, right? They are accessing complete data. But now it's not like that. Role based. If this guy is to create a sales order, only he can see creating sales order. He cannot see the change sales order. This guy cannot see the create sales order, only change. So now in Fiori, it's everything on role based, and earlier it was in the function based. And Fiori was developed on the 5 pillars. Let me just show you. So these are the 5 pillars of Fiori. What is that? Role based, as we just discussed. For if he is a purchase order, he want to create a purchase order, the user, okay, just give purchase order. If someone has to authorize and release that purchase order, he will have only that access. So it is role based, and it is responsive. As I told you, it fits for every device, every version. I'll also show you what is responsive and how you can see that responsive. And it is simple. The logic of this particular Fiori is 1-1-3 rule. What is 1-1-3 rule? One user, one use case, only 3 screens. Say suppose, for creating customer, I go to XD01. For changing customer, I go to XD02. For displaying customer, I go to XD03. And if I want to block the customer, I go to XD05. And if you want to check the log of change for that customer, I go to XD04. I want to block the customer, I go to XD06. Right? That means everything is customer, but this many screens you need to access. But now it's not the case, only one. As I told you, it should not go beyond 3 screens. If one user is accessing one use case, like say customer or a sales order, it should not go beyond 3 screens. That is the logic what SAP has developed. And coherent, that means it is compatible with any language. Okay, so that means, say suppose you are accessing SD through Fiori, and you are accessing CRM through Fiori, both look same. It will not be looking like completely different. No, any module through Fiori looks same, and even in any language it looks same. Okay, apps speak the same language, right? And you don't have that adoption barriers, because see, earlier the big pain is, as I told you, training the users is big pain. But now it's not like that. Why? Because even a small kid know how to install a game and play the game on mobile, right? So users can adapt to the Fiori very easily. That means if you give a training, the number of errors which user would be facing would be less comparing to the traditional GUI, because it's easy to work and easy to learn. So this is the 5 pillars on which SAP Fiori has been developed. So let us get into system and see what exactly this Fiori is up to. So first I'll start with the traditional GUI. So this is the traditional GUI, ECC 6, EHP 7. This is how our GUI used to look, right? And this is the same GUI what we are seeing from Aegis. Same icon, same menu path. Only the thing is something's getting refined. As I've shown you, this is the old, very traditional SAP screen from 2003 or 5. This is how it used to look, very flat, no curvy icons or something, very flat. But now, as and when they have improved, so okay, they have come up with some colorful icons or some neat buttons. This is 740 version. The latest version what you can access as of now is 740, but there was one more version called as 750 is in market already, which is compatible for S4 Hana. Okay, this is again the traditional GUI. Okay, I'll put both side by side and let's discuss.
Praveen, earlier this role mapping and giving this authorization, it was a job of basis,
Security
basically security,
consultants.
security, yes, security. So in this particular HANA, as it is means BP came only for this kind of concept, giving role based even into the transaction level. So now is it our job to provide those things, or basis job still remains? The security job, sorry.
Security job still remains the same. It is still need to be done by your base security consultant. As a functional consultant, you don't need to do anything here except giving the training to your user. And the other thing is making sure what roles should be given to particular user. First, you need to tell the security consultant, okay, these are the roles which you need to map to this user. And giving training. That's it. Nothing much you do. Again, the same job remains. Just a moment. Okay. So let me minimize this and put side by side. Yeah, you see onto my left side of the screen, whatever you are seeing here, this is the traditional GUI what you are presently accessing, 740. And onto my right side you are seeing this is the new traditional GUI 750 version. Okay, this is 750 version. Why SAP has come up with this 750 version? Why? Because see, 740 version, this was pretty much good. But why SAP again has come up with 750 version? Because this 750 version is now compatible exactly the same as Fiori. That means the colors, the icons, the menus, the font, whatever you see is exactly the same as Fiori. So as I told you, in the on-premise, if your customer is working, then if they are trained on Fiori, if they also want to work on the traditional GUI, it doesn't look different, same. So you don't need to give training twice, or they will not be confused accessing on-premise for some transactions or cloud for some transactions. Both looks pretty similar. So that's the reason SAP has come up with the new version called as 750 for on-premise, which looks very much similar 100% to the Fiori. So how to log into the Fiori? How to access the Fiori? So one thing you can access Fiori, either you will be seeing a shortcut here under the favorites. If you
Praveen,
yeah,
Praveen Ritesh here. So it means one client has to take both ECC and Fury.
Fiori, you don't need a separate license. It's just an add-on. That's it. You don't need a separate license. It's like a GUI through which you access SAP. If customer want, they can take it. If not, they can go with the traditional GUI. There is no compulsion that you should run on Fiori. It's only a cloud application. If you want to access your SAP through cloud, then only you go for Fiori. But in future, Fiori is going to replace your traditional GUIs. Okay, everything will be on Fiori, and Fiori will be replacing all these GUIs. Okay, so how to access this Fiori? You can find some shortcut here. So in this server there is no shortcut, I guess. The URL, as I told you, it's browser based. That means it should be accessed through URL. So there is no URL here. So what you can do, you can just go to the desktop. On the desktop, you will be seeing a shortcut like say Fiori just double tap this. A browser would be open, and in the browser, system will ask for you same user ID password. You see, whenever we try to log into the traditional GUI, SAP asks for even client, right? So it asks for client and then it asks for ID and password. But why on the Fiori system is not asking for a client? Because as I told you, in general, your Fiori launchpad will be already put as a URL in the favorites. That means you are already logged into 800 client and you are accessing Fiori from 800 client. So you don't need to tell that you are from 800 client. Just give your ID password and go ahead. So that's the reason on the Fiori it doesn't ask for any ID or password. So this is a Fiori launchpad. Once you come here, just give the ID and password. Right. So this is the Fiori homepage. Okay. Now let me show you. This is 1610 version. I'm showing you the 1610 version. Let me go to the 1709 version of S4 Hana. So now let me access Fiori in this server. As I told you, the screens look very much similar, right? So let's go to Fiori on the 1709 server. So you can see here, even here it doesn't ask for any client. You see the colors, the font, whatever you are seeing here, it looks pretty much similar on how it looks on the GUI, your traditional GUI, desktop GUI. So suppose if I go to a sales order creation screen here, we say VS01, this may take little time. Okay, it opened very fast. Okay, this is not Fiori, this is traditional GUI. So if I access the same order creation screen on the Fiori, yeah. So this screen, whatever you are seeing here, this is my traditional GUI screen, and onto this minimized window, you are seeing Fiori. You see, pretty much looks everything same. Exit button on the right corner on the top, exit button on the right corner on the top. Continue, create with reference. Same, continue, create with reference. The fields, colors, fonts, everything. So SAP has come up with this 750 version, so that it can suit exactly the FI visualization. So users will not get confused when accessing some transactions on the Fiori or some transactions here on the GUI, right? So before proceeding and looking into these apps, let us discuss what kind of apps we have and how to access this. See, we can also access Fiori not only by this, we can also access Fiori through a T code. There is a transaction code to access Fiori, that is /n/ui2/FLP. FLP means Fiori Launchpad. Oh, sorry, this is EHP7 server. Sorry. Let me come on to this is S4 system /n/ui2/FLP Fiori Launchpad. Same. It will take you to the same browser where you can log in and access Fiori. So either you can go through the desktop shortcut, or you can access the Fiori, the link, launchpad link, either from the favorites, or you can go through this transaction /n/ui2/FLP. Anyway, you can access through the Fiori. Okay, so first thing we discussed that Fiori is a role based. What is Fiori is a role based? Or else before coming to the role based, let us discuss what kind of apps we have in the Fiori. Okay, or else first let's discuss role based, so that will give some clarity for you on understanding what exactly role based, or what is the difference between desktop GUI and Fiori. First let's discuss that, then we'll come to the apps, transactional fact sheets and analytics. Okay, I was telling that Fiori is role based. So what do you mean by that Fiori is role based? That means, see, in the traditional GUI, how do the roles is assigned with a transaction? If you go to the SU01 and if I give my user ID and go to the roles, so I can access any of this, right? All these things are allowed for me to access, right? That means if you put a role here, then only you can access that particular on the Fiori. Okay, so let me show you what are the different roles we have in the Fiori. Coming to SD, I'm talking only about SD now. So these are the roles. And each role, what they can perform. Okay, you can see this is the role, you can, different roles. SAP underscore BR underscore Bupa master underscore specialist. What this role can do, they can create master data and manage customer master data. And sales underscore BR underscore internal sales rep. What this internal sales rep can do, he can change or create inquiry, he can create a quotation, he can change the quotation, he can display the quotation, right? So this is how will role restrict what app a user can access. Purchaser, what he can do, he can create a purchase order, he can change a purchase order, but can he display a purchase order? No. You see, purchase order display can be done by only cash underscore specialist, cash manager, internal sales rep, but purchase SAP underscore BR underscore purchaser can only create it and change it, but cannot display. So now the roles have the whatever the access you want to give, it is very much restricted. Earlier it's not that. Okay, purchase order, any purchasing person can access that particular, whether he need it or not. You used to expose all the details to them, but now it's not. You can only show what exactly they can do using roles. So role based, let me show you. If I take you to the Fiori here on the, so whether it is 1610 or 17.0 doesn't mind, it is the same. Fiori is same. I will be interchangingly using, so there is no link between 1610 or 1710 for the differentiation for the Fiori. It is same. So if you see here, I access 1610 because it is little fast to access. 1710 is very slow. That's the reason I'm not accessing Fiori on 1710. I would be showing you on the 1610 server. So if you see, these all are the roles. So if I go to home, okay, I'm already in the home. So these are called as groups. In purchasing groups, analytical path, query, like lots of groups you'll be seeing. These all are groups. Under groups, you'll have apps. So if I go to sales order processing, it's one group. If I click this group, sales order processing, under the sales order processing, I have this all apps. I can create a sales order. I can list the sales order, change the sales order, display the sales order. We can do lots of stuff here. These all are called as apps. So as I told you now, you see there is no.
Praveen, I have a question.
Just 2 minutes.
Yeah, Praveen.
Just 2 minutes. Let me finish this discussion. If not, it would be a break. Yeah. See, there is no transaction bar as I told you. So if earlier we used to, if you want to access a sales order, we used to write VS01, enter, system would open a screen. But now it's not like that. Just click app. And whether you are allowed to create a sales order or not, that is decided by whether a role of creating a sales order has assigned to you here or not. A simple example I'll show you. Say suppose if I go to this Fiori in this particular screen, just let me go to home. Okay, this already we have. Okay, if I go to these groups, if you notice there is no role for this user to create a customer, that is business partner in the SAP. You see, we have controlling, we have ATP, we have sales, we have some ATP master. Okay, create master, customer master is available here. Let us check the same thing in, okay, just a minute. Create customer master. Okay, there is some error in accessing this. Let us go here and find out the role Bupa master specialist, right? This is the role which I was showing in the, you see, master underscore specialist, right? This role is allowing to create master data on the Fiori. This role is allowing you to display this particular master data, create customer. Now let's do one thing. Let's delete that role. Let's delete this role. Okay, I have deleted it. Save it. So now the role called as SAP underscore BR underscore Bupa underscore master underscore specialist, which will allow the user to manage customer master, that is business partner, is not available for this user. Let us refresh and check on the Fiori. This will take little time to open. Yeah, right. So now let's go here and check whether do we have that particular create customer master, sales master data. Yeah, you see, you notice these all are related to procurement or purchasing and ATP, sales master data, but there is no customer create or manage customer, that particular. Why? Because we removed that particular role for this user. Let us add again back this role and check whether this app would be appearing there or not. So I'll share this role document to you. This is from one of the project. So this will also be helpful for you in your projects. But you don't do this. This is all done by your security consultants. You don't do this. Just to understand what is a role and what facility a role can give for a user. Okay. Let us put in, let me check whether it will allow or not. Okay, it's allowing. Okay, now I added this SAP Bupa master specialist, which will help the user to create or manage customer. So let's again go back to the Fiori, refresh the screen and check whether a create or manage customer app group will be available here or not. Under a group, you will have apps. So sales order processing. Under this, you have this all apps, right? Likewise, under the manage customer, you will be having create customer, display customer, this all apps. Right, so let's go here now and check in the groups whether we have any manage or create customer. Yeah, you see here, central master data, create customer, master data, create customer. You have it now. Earlier, this two apps was not there because we have removed it for the for this user. We have not given that role. Okay. Now, is that clear for everyone? What is role based in SAP, the Fiori? Any question on that? And someone is asking question earlier.
Yeah, hi Praveen.
Yeah, Partha.
Yeah, I want to know that this for these roles which you are showing, I can see these are SAP roles. Any Z roles can be added also for
Yes.
Fiori.
You really don't need.
Customer.
Why? Because as of date, SAP has provided 10,649 apps. You
Okay.
think of, there is an app available. If there is no, yes, your Fiori consultant can give you. Okay. SAP has given as of date 10,000 plus apps, out of which how many we use? And see, you are seeing these many apps here. Why you are, if you go to, if I'm already in home, for this user, this many roles has been assigned. That's the reason you are seeing this many apps. But in the real time, you don't see this many apps for a user. You don't even give this many access to the user. As here, this is the main user, and we have an access for SAP all. SAP all access is there. That's the reason you're seeing everything. If not, you'll not be seeing this many apps or groups for a user in the real time. Okay. So how the Fiori component is activated? This is a technical activation. Actually, you don't do that, but Fiori it should be activated through a we have a transaction SIFI. It is SICF. So here you activate the service, the Fiori service. So default host in the SAP, you need to do the service activation. You don't do this, and you don't have access for also for this. So here somewhere you would be having that Fiori this thing. So they need to activate the UI to complete. Okay, anyway, it's completely off topic for us. So just remember that the service, if you want Fiori to be enabled on the SAP for you, then you need to activate a service. That would be done by your technical consultants. You generally don't do that. So now let's discuss what app
Praveen,
is available. Yeah.
Praveen, one question came to my mind.
Yeah.
So, this landscape nowadays, we have three landscape, right? Normally, three servers we are using: development, quality, and production. So, likewise in Fiori also, you'll be having three access different.
Fiori is your front
quality.
end. Whether you have three landscape or you have 50 servers, how do you access SAP? Through the screen. Through the screen.
Right.
The same thing you do with Fiori. Whether you have 100 servers, doesn't matter. If you want to access your Fiori front end, you need to access through SAP. You can access it through either Fiori or your easy access. Only the difference, as I told you already, in the Fiori, you don't have the transaction bar where you can access SPRO, IMG as of date. In the cloud, it is available. I don't know whether you will get a chance to look into the cloud or not, but in the cloud, there is a guided configuration concept where you need to go through SAP's guided configuration. It's not that you want whatever you can do. You should follow what SAP has set up as a guided configuration. Okay. So now let's get back to
Praveen, one question.
Yeah, Naveen.
As a HANA, our role of a functional consultant will remain same or change. Like Pro is not accessible in some cases. So either role is remain same in future of a functional consultant to configuration and all.
Yeah. See, I'll tell you the future, what's going to happen. Maybe not immediately, maybe after 2020 or 2023 or 2025, what's going to happen is there will not be SD consultant, MM consultant, PPM consultant. There will be only one consultant, logistics consultant. Whether you want or not, as an SD should upgrade to MM has to upgrade to SD, PP as well. Why? Because you see, everything is getting very much simplified. As of now, as yesterday itself, I have mentioned that if you are going for a migration project where customer is already in ECC, say suppose customer is already using ECC and you are doing a migration to S4 Hana. Only then you worried about the simplification list, whether you have SD knowledge or not, right? Only in migration project you worry about this. But just think that it's a fresh new implementation. Do you worry about a simplification list? What has been simplified comparing to ECC? You don't even compare ECC, right, with this?
Correct.
Because it is new, fresh. SAP HANA, S4 HANA is not successor of ECC. Just keep in mind. S4 HANA is not a successor product of ECC. It's altogether a new innovation. It's a new product altogether. It is not a new successor of this. So when you go for a new implementation, it is only S4 HANA. No ECC or SD or MM comes into picture. Got it? But as of date, you are doing SD will do SD configuration, MM is doing MM configuration. You may be already 5 years or 7 years consultant, either in SD or MM. Okay, let's take it like that. You are a 5 years consultant in SD. And how much work you have now as a SD consultant do in S4 HANA? Comparing to ECC, your work has dropped to 60% because of simplification. That is, there is no credit management, and some new concept as added, but it is very easy. It will not take that much time as earlier. You don't need to write lots of Z reports because SAP BW itself is on your HANA database. You can access every analytics through BW. So you don't need to write develop new transactions or new Z reports. That means your work has come down almost to 60%. What companies expect? That means whatever a 5 consultants doing job, now 3 consultants can do the job. So what do companies expect? Companies want you to upgrade or update to some other technology as well, so that they can hire one person who can manage everything. So my objective is next coming 5 years or maybe 2025, this is going to be the scenario. It is not it's only a beginning. It's not end for S4 HANA. It is just a beginning, and lots more things to come in the future. Simple thing, as automation has come into industry, what happened? Many of your labor jobs is going off because automation. The same thing, SAP is automating through S4 HANA, where it can reduce burden not only on the this application software or something, even the way we do the business, consultants, everything. Got it, Naveen?
Yeah, right. I had the same this one. That is the reason I asked this question.
Yes. So whether,
thanks for clarifying.
See, I'll tell you the future how it's going to be. As I told you, it's not only just updating like this. What we do our graduation, then we do our post graduation. We specialize in something. It's going to be the same thing in the S4 HANA again. That means if you are an MM consultant, you need to for sure upgrade to something like Ariba. This would be your specialization. Your core would be this, but your specialization would be this. So like this, you have different modules, right? Like Hybris, Ariba. So you should have one specialization or niche module like this. If you are an SD, upgrade to GTS. If not, you will not be in the race. So it's not done with only learning S4 HANA. After the S4 HANA, again, you need to upgrade to some advanced something like this. Only then you will be paid well in the market. Okay. So this we'll discuss in the due of the course. I'll be discussing lots of things and I'll guide you how to do that. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Okay. Yeah. So I hope now you understood what is role based, right? So this is how the roles are assigned, and once a role is assigned, through that users can access the Fiori and that particular apps. Okay. This is the Fiori screen, and these are apps. What kind of different apps we have? That is, we have 3 different kinds of apps, that is transactional apps, fact sheets, analytical. As I told you, SAP Fiori was also used in the ECC, but at that time it was only transactional apps. That means using Fiori you can only create an order, change an order, or display an order. At that time it was only that. But now with S4 HANA, it has given the power of analytical, because the complete suite is sitting on HANA database. Your BW is on HANA and your SD, MM, FI, everything is on HANA. So using both same database. So now it has given the power of using analytical also through Fiori. So we have 3 different kind of apps. What are the 3 different kind of apps? So transactional apps will help us to create master data and transactions. You can create a customer, you can create a sales order, change sales order, create purchase order, change purchase order, requisition, release purchase, anything you can do transactional using transactional apps. Fact sheets will display or give you 360-degree view of anything, customer, employee, sales order, anything you want to see a 360-degree view, you can access through fact sheets. Analytical apps will give you the analytics. Okay, analytics of anything you choose. You have filters, you can choose, and it will give analytics, reports, bar charts, pie charts, comparisons, best supplier out of 10 suppliers, anything you can get it. So this is how the apps are classified. So let's create a group and apps assign apps. So how do you access Fiori? You already know that. So just go to the Fiori Launchpad and you can access the Fiori. Okay, one, we understood Fiori is a role based, that's already done. And the other thing I told you that Fiori is responsive. What do you mean by responsive? Anyone? iPad, or you take your mobile. You can access your mobile screen either portrait or landscape, right? That means if you are putting your mobile vertical, you see everything vertical, but you flip your mobile to horizontal, even then the screen fits exactly the same to the screen, right? Best example, my website you access through laptop, you access my website through mobile. It is responsive. Earlier what happened is, because if you have a different screen size, websites used to either shrink or it used to be very big, right? But now it's not the case. You open, it is fluidic design. What do you mean by fluidic design? It fits to the screen. So as I told you, what is responsive? That means I'll show you what is responsive. As I told you, Fiori can be accessed through mobile, desktop, whether it can be 21-inch desktop, it can be 15-inch desktop, or it's 14-inch laptop or 17-inch laptop, anything. Just a minute, this is through which browser? Chrome. Okay, let me open even other one. Let me also show you responsive, then we can go into the apps and discuss what are the function, transactional, analytical, and this all things. Fiori. Is there any server connection loss? Okay, so when you are in this screen, generally when you press function F10, system should show you the complete code line. It will show you the code line, or else view page source. Okay, not in the page source. Control F10. Yeah, it should be function F10. I hope it's not working in this server. Let me check in other server. Okay, it was open. I hope this is not actually Chrome. This is Internet Explorer, but change it to Chrome icon. Let me open this Google Chrome directly, and this whatever the shortcut it's here. I hope it is Internet Explorer. This is not Chrome. It's showing a Chrome icon, but it's not a Chrome. So in the Chrome, if you access it through Chrome, I can show you what is responsive. It's not only in the SAP, in normal browser also you can check that. Just pressing the function key and F10, you can check that. Let me show you. I hope this is Chrome, or else before going to this is, yeah, it is activating this, but somehow it is not showing. If you see, if I press the function key, it's getting highlighted, but it's not opening. Let me try with my Chrome on the desktop. Just a moment. Okay, somehow it's not opening now, but generally, what if you when you once you have an access, or in the next sessions I'll show you. We can also check the responsive. That means how it will be. This screen now I'm showing through laptop. If it is on mobile, how exactly it will look. Even with the versions in the iPhone X, iPhone 6, iPhone 7, in iPad Air, iPad version 2, everything it will show you how the screen is going to fit. It will not any break the corners or something. It will fit exactly into the screen. Somehow it's not displaying here, but you can also try in your Chrome browser also. Any Chrome browser, it will show that there is a key function 10. You just press function 10. Okay, it's not function 10, it is function 12. Sorry, it is function 12, not 10. So now here, yeah, here responsive toggle. Yeah, you can see here responsive. It is function 12, not function 10. So you can access iPad X. The screen looks like this. On iPad Pro, the screen will look like this. If it is Galaxy S5 Samsung, it looks like this. So this is what responsive means. Responsive means you see nothing breaks. It shows a bar and it shows everything. It fits to the screen. So pixel, you want to pixel 2, even with the versions, it will show you how the screen is going to look. So your Fiori is responsive, which will fix to the device you are accessing. It doesn't matter what device you are accessing this Fiori. Whatever the device through you access, it will fit to that particular screen. This is called as responsive. So Fiori is role based and responsive, coherent and adaptive. And there is one more. Right. So this is what responsive is. So function 12, it's not a function 10. Okay. So now let's go ahead and see what the configuration of this particular groups and apps, everything. Click on this user icon. You are seeing app finder. These are the recent activities. That means very frequently used apps. And this is the recent used apps, minutes, hours back. If you want to find, just click and you can find the same apps. This is like a search for your apps. And you have some settings to change the colors, font, and these all things, some basic settings. So what is the username, appearance, language preferences, colors, these all things. So you can also change the colors and you can save it. So that's complete theme. These all things user can do it. You don't need to do that. You see the complete theme has been changed now. These all things user can change. It is like a dashboard what you are providing to the user, which he can configure whatever he want. Whether he can put his image here or he can put some other image, whatever, it's up to him. So here you can configure in the appearance everything how it looks. I hope this is the standard. Let's leave it to the standard. Yeah, this is the standard. So these all things user can configure. Okay, so what image he want to put it here. Then next, edit home page. Here I can edit apps, I can edit groups. I don't want some apps, I can remove it. That all we can do it in the edit. So whatever you are seeing here on the top, these all are called as groups. Okay, these are called as groups. Let me go back. Yeah, so purchasing group. Under purchasing you have these all things. If I go to sales, then under the sales you will be having all the groups. Or if I go to ATP product allocation, you will be having separate apps related only to ATP. So configure product allocation, manage product allocation, assign product allocation, right? So under a group you can put apps. If I want to create a new app, a new group, and I want to put only that particular few apps onto the group. How to create that, how to customize that. So you are seeing these many apps and these many groups because for this user, these all roles has been assigned. But I want to be very specific here. So what I want to do is, you can go to edit homepage to create a new group like this. It can be ATP product allocation, sales document list, anything. You can go to edit homepage and click on this add group. You see this icon, add group. Just click on this and give a name. I'll call it as Praveen group. Praveen group. That's it, done. Now that will be show it on the first. You see Praveen group has been created, and you can see here. You can see Praveen group here, but there are no apps. Still we have not put any apps, right? So it is blank. So what is this? This is called as group. Under a group like this sales, you'll see apps. Now let's put some apps here. So it is Praveen's group. Just click this plus symbol. Just click this plus or add symbol. System will show you the pin icons for every app. You can pin it for your group. Okay, you see here pins. Okay, I want to see procurement overview. I'll add it. I want to configure form variant. Okay, I'll add it. So product allocation, configure order fulfillment. I'll add it. Done. Just come back. Just come to home. You see under Praveen group, I have procurement overview, configuring BOP variant, and order fulfillment. So this is how you can create groups and allocate apps under to the group. So if you are giving access to only Praveen group, user cannot see anything of this. He can see only these 3 apps under his group. That's it. Right? So this is how you create groups and add apps to the group. Okay. The other thing what I was talking about is, I was talking about 3 different kinds of apps: fact sheets and transactional apps, and what is the other? Analytical apps. What do you mean by that? Transactional, fact sheets, and analytical apps? That is, so if I go to the sales order processing, okay, sales order processing, I'm going to this group. I want to check what all apps under this we have. So under the sales order processing, we have different apps. Out of these apps, some are transactional apps, some are fact sheets, some are analytical. These are transactional apps: create, list, change, display. These all are transactional apps where you can create a transaction, creating a sales order. This is transactional app. You see, easy access. If I press this, how my desktop SPRI is looking? Logo, and this is like. If I click on this easy access, my Fiori also looking the same, right? Isn't it? You see, my Fiori looking the same thing. Whatever you have on the easy access, it's looking the same, even with the logo, menu, everything, except you don't have this transaction bar in the Fiori. Just you don't have the transaction bar in the Fiori, but it looks pretty much similar as whatever you have. So Fiori, as I told you, it's like a front end you can use. Okay, so what all we have in that app? So I have shown you the transaction app, which we can create a transaction, sales order, or change a sales order. Whatever you can do it in the transaction app, right? Fact sheets. What is fact sheets? Before going to that itself, you can check here. Okay, sales order fulfillment issues. You can see sales order fulfillment issues, delivery related. How many issues we have? Sales order fulfillment billing block issues. How many we have? Sales order fulfillment resolve credit block. You have 20. Incompletion log sales orders are 204. These are fact sheets. That means the data of the fact, it would be shown here itself. So sales order fulfillment, resolving, delivery block. Just click this. System will display all the sales orders which is having delivery block. Okay, you see, these are all the sales orders. These are all the sales orders, and these are the customers for which there is a sales order block. So you can just click this customer, or you can click on the sales order and further go and check and analyze whatever you want. And you can also add lots of filters. So analyze sales order. Okay, just go to analyze sales order. Pop-up blocker. Okay, let me remove the pop-up. Just click this, and you first just try to click on the sales order number. Later I'll show you what all the filters you can add. Yeah, you see sales order number is 38, and this is the items which has been created and who is the business partner for this. So everything you can see related to this sales order, and you can see the complete document flow. This is the sales order. As I told you, there is a delivery block. So there is some issue here, blocked for a delivery. So here itself you can fix it. Here itself you can click and fix this particular single sales order. So whatever you're seeing, see earlier, if you want to release this block, what we need to do, we need to go to the different transaction VL02N, and then after we used to do that. But here everything is one screen. Your sales order is one screen, and the issue which is stopping to further process this sales order also you're seeing in the same screen. This is the process flow, right? You can also add more filters for this, either for customer level or sales document level. Say suppose I want to see the 360-degree view of the customer here itself. Just click on this particular customer description, and you go to more. You can see lots of options here. You see lots of options. I want to see customers and account groups, convert master. So I want to analyze this particular 1710001 customer. I want to see this customer 360-degree view. There is a 360-degree view apps available by default for a purchase order, for vendor, for customer. There is a 360-degree view app is available. So you can add more links like this. So you come here and you can add more, say like this. So you can add anything more links like this, and it would be easy for you to go here itself. So what is this 360-degree view app? Let me click this for this 17, whatever you're seeing here, 1710 customer, what company codes he belong to, what sales areas he belong to, what is pending orders, what is his returns, what is credit memos, what is open quotations, everything you can see for this customer called as 1710001. What sales areas, what open quotations pending for him, what are the sales orders you created for this customer, what contracts. So these are the sales orders, these are the contracts, these are the returns by the customer. There are some fulfillment issues, delivery block, or it can be credit block, anything. So everything you can fix from one screen called as 360-degree view app. So you see contracts, everything you can access for this customer in one screen itself. Earlier, if you want to see this all things, how many transactions we used to use to check sales areas, we need to go to separate transaction to create contracts and check the contracts in a separate, sales order separate. But now it's everything in one screen. These are fact sheets where system will display any fulfillment issues. It can be credit block, delivery block, or any payment block or a contract, anything you can do it. This. What is analytics? Analytical apps. Analytical apps are BW apps, that is through CDS, core data service. It represents all the data in graphical comparisons, lots of things. So let me check if we have any analytical apps in this. Generally, analytical apps will have overview at the last. Let's check for any overview app here. Okay, procurement overview page. Let us go to procurement overview. Okay, there is procurement overview. Let me click this. It will show 5, 6, 7, 10 tiles with different things. You see, monitor purchase contracts, monitor purchase requisition items, monitor purchase order items, monitor RFPs. So if you further supply all the data, system will show you in the graphical pie chart and everything. Even here also you can see that. Let me show you. For sales order fulfillment also, let me show you. Later I will take to this. The sales order processing, just go to this particular app called a sales order fulfillment analysis app. So it shows everything in bar charts. You see the charts. You want more filters? Add the filters. You want to supply, okay, outbound delivery, just supply outbound delivery.
So these are standard features, right?
Standard.
Okay.
Okay, so now you can see. So you can filter, you can change it to grid view, to list view. Okay, this is different. This is grid view. Lots of things. You can analyze customer by sales organization issues, sales orders. Right. But analytical apps, coming to that particular series, what I'm talking about, the BDF apps, that they are more actually, like they give much more representation of the data. Let me show you in the 1709, it works good. What is this? Let me log in.
Praveen, is it possible to customize the app inside?
Yeah, as I already mentioned, I'll show you. There is an app library provided by SAP. There are 10,000 apps available. First, check what is your requirement. If the requirement, whatever you have, the app is not available, then customize, develop. Your Fiori consultant can develop that. Okay. But as I told you, SAP has brought this S4 Hana, Fiori, and everything innovation after talking to hundreds of customers, taking their requirements over a period of their research since last 30-40 years. They have come up with this S4 HANA and everything. The idea is now customers don't need to develop or enhance the system. That is how SAP want to present its S4 HANA application. Okay. So earlier, if you have something, okay, we used to develop it, or customer SAP used to provide some OSS note. It's not that. SAP has given you all the possibilities. What all the possibilities a customer can think, SAP has given. If still it's not there, anything you can add up. Okay. But first check in the standard, whether it can be apps, whether it can be functionality, anything. First check in the standard. If it's not available, then go for enhancement. So if I go for this, say, inventory processing overview. Okay, let's go to this. We have some more KPI views, which is purely BW views. Okay, so these are, you see, how many it's showing, recent inventory counts, these all things. Okay, let me pass on some mandatory value, plant 1710, I guess. Okay, I'll take this first plant, or also I can select multiple. So let me go to multiple plants. I'll also go this. See, lots of data is loading here. So some data has been already loaded here, and you can see the data here. It has been loaded, and here the data has been loaded. So these all are monitor purchase order items, warehouse throughput history, outbound delivery list, like this. These are analytical apps. Which system, with just clicks, you can access all the data. So as I told you, SAP has provided as much as possible. So you still, if you need, you can go ahead. So let me also show you that app library so that it will not be confused for you.
So can it be printed or sent as a report, like
Yes,
all the outbound delivery list?
Obviously.
Okay.
You can copy this to direct Excel sheet, and if you want, you can present, you can do anything with this. Okay, so let me click on this or this.
And Praveen, I think this Fiori is also attached with this our Outlook, right? Directly we can send
Yes,
mails to
yes,
Fiori.
you can. Yeah. So Fiori library, you can just type SAP Fiori apps library. Just type in the Google. It's a free for anyone. Okay, go to Fiori apps library. Under the Fiori apps library, you just go to Fiori apps library. Even SAP website also looks like a Fiori. What all the SAP coming? There is a website design thinking from SAP. SAP also provide design services. Yeah, design thinking. This one. SAP will give you the visual design and everything. So even this also looks pretty much like what is Fiori. If you can go through this website, the design thinking mindset. It tells you everything. There is actually a complete flow chart also what explains why the Fiori and how it has come everything. Yeah, this is somewhere. Yeah, Fiori UX user interface. Yeah, role based, adaptive, coherent, whatever we have seen. Yeah, you could just if you need some more detail, you can just go through. If not, you just ignore this. Don't worry about what is this. Yeah, you see, 10,469 are the apps currently available. And when I have seen this first, at that time it was only hardly 3,000 plus. When I have seen Fiori first, almost 4 years, 5 years back, or 3 years back, at that time it was only 3,000. Very recently, 6 months back or 1 year back, it was only 6,000. Now it is 10,000 apps. This number is going to increase every day. Every day the number is going to increase. As I told you, it's only a beginning, right? In the coming years, as the evolution happens, SAP is trying to simplify the applications and provide a Fiori app for every transaction. As I told you, in the future, it will be only Fiori. Maybe SAP continually discontinue your traditional GUI. So these are all the apps. So for 10,000 apps, you cannot search out of this, right? So if I want to know whether an app is available for creating a quotation, I want to know whether app is available for creating a quotation. Just what is the T code to create a quotation? VA 11.
21.
Quotation
Yeah.
21. VA
We
21.
21.
Yeah, just pass on the T code, enter. You see, create quotation. Okay, there is an app available. Create quotation, manage quotation. I want to know whether app is available for creating customer master XD01. Manage business partner app is available. And it will also show you where all it gets impacted. That means, say, suppose if I go to creating a sales order, with VA01 transaction, how many transactions we can create? We can create a sales order, we can create credit memo, we can create debit memo, we can create SDF, free of charge delivery, right? We can create with one single VA01 transaction, we can create these all things. So if I pass on VA01, you see these all things we can do. It's not just only creating a sales order. With VA01 transaction, what all apps are available, SAP will show you. Right? Credit memo, debit memo, sales order, everything. So in the app library, so that means if any customer, when you are at the customer place and if your customer is asking whether it's possible, yes, you can come to this app library and you can just search here whether the app is readily available or not. If not available, if customer is asking, yeah, you get it done by your Fiori consultants. Got it? So this is what all about the Fiori. As a functional consultant, as I told you, you don't need to do anything in the Fiori, but only to understand and learn how to use the new GUI on browser and to give the training. And you should understand what is group, how to add an app, how to customize this or visualization, and what are the roles as present at the time. Okay, so to give only this information, this is what as a functional consultant you should know about the Fiori, nothing much more than this. Apart from this, there is one another concept which is also there in the certification. See, this is S4H certification. As I told you yesterday, S4H01 Delta is for MMRSD, it is common. If I go to Fiori chapter here, what is Fiori? Yeah, user experience, Fiori. We have discussed this all things. Screen personas. I hope you guys, some of you guys might be knowing, right? There is Lumira, but Lumira is now used for BW report this purpose, displaying reports and this all things. But there is one more called as screen personas. Anyone you worked on screen personas? That means at least you have seen screen personas. Anyone have seen? No. Okay. What is screen personas? Why you need screen personas? Say suppose your traditional GUI, how it's looking earlier, it's looking like this, right? Now coming to new version 750 desktop, okay, it is little more refined because it looks like as Fiori, okay. So this looks little cool, right? The colors, the way of the fonts, display, everything, it looks pretty decent comparing to the older version. What if my customer, okay, let me just minimize this. Yeah, okay, so again it's gone. Okay, my customer is saying that I want a logo to put here. Okay, in this screen he's saying that I want my branding here, I want my logo, or else I don't want these fields, I want to completely change the visualization. See, if you see Fiori in normal, so if I go here and change the particular settings, the visualization appearance just to the black, how much difference the screen is making, right? You see how different it is comparing to our traditional other blue color thing. It's completely different, right? So if user wants this kind of experience, that means he want a complete new refreshed look. He don't want this boring SAP blue screens and this kind of fonts, or he want to have a complete rebranding and they want to add new fields here. That means my customer, let's say suppose he don't want this to be on the left side, he want this complete block here. Okay, how we can do that? Screen personas will help you to enhance the visualization as well as anything on the screen. Okay, simple example I'll show you later. You can also browse through web and you can find out different versions of screen personas. So I'll go to this particular Fiori, right? And let me go to the sales order processing. So when I click on create sales order, now anyway I have changed the theme, even this will be opened in the blue screen. Okay, anyway, it opened in the blue screen, black, right? Yeah, it opened in this particular screen. You see, when I changed it, it's in the black, but okay, let us do one thing. Let us change it back to the normal standard, not to confuse you. I need to change in the home itself. Screen is freezed. Just a minute, let's the screen get refreshed. I'll go to appearance and I'll change it to the standard SAP screen. Okay, so let's go to the create sales order app. Sales order, and I want to go for create sales order. Right. So this is how the screen is looking, right? But my customer don't want this. He want a refreshing look or design. What you can do? You can change the complete theme. Let me show you. If you have screen personas already activated, you can access through this. You see this blue bar This P icon is the persona's icon. Just click this. Just click on this screen persona icon. So now if I just change the theme here, okay, I'll change it to this screen. You see how refreshing the screen looks now? Can anyone think this is a SAP screen? Anyone? If I show you this screen without any SAP headers, do you think this is a SAP screen? No, right?
No.
This is not at all looking like an SAP screen. If I remove these headers, you don't think this is a SAP screen. So you can customize screens as per your internal requirement. That means, say suppose you are coming from a legacy system to SAP system. Your users were using some legacy system since ages. Suddenly, if you bring them and put on to these SAP screens, they might be confused. So what you can do, you can using these screen personas, you can adapt the screen look, feel, colors, everything as it looks in your legacy, so that users will not be confused. Or else companies like say Coca-Cola, KFC, McD, they want to have their own branding, their way of screens. They can do it with using screen personas. Again, it's a technical concept. With this, you can do this. Okay, just excuse me. Yeah, so using the screen personas, you can do this. So why I'm covering this? Because it's a part of even certification. So you can just give some good reading, or else I already provided you the screen personas document, the study material here. Later, once you get time, once you receive this document, you can read about the screen persona, right?
So, Praveen, is it a kind of means like EC01 we are providing some
No,
authorization?
it's
Is
a
it a
different.
kind of authorization?
This is a
Okay.
different. Screen persona can be accessed by anyone. No harm in that. You are only changing the visual tiles. See, I don't want to look my SAP screen like this. Okay, I want my tiles to look like this or all this. We can change it. Or else let me go to Google so that we can access some different screen.
That means it is user specific. Each user can change his screen as per his wish
Yeah,
using screen
likewise we
persona.
change our wallpapers in mobile. The way we change wallpapers in mobile, he can change. See, screen persona is not only just to give you that feel, the complete layout you can change. As I told you, you see this screen, this is SAP screen, but do you believe this is an SAP screen? No, because this has been customized to that level. The look and feel, you see some bar like this is an SAP screen. You see on the top, you can see the logo, SAP logo, screen person, yeah. You see this, you have a SAP logo, but it doesn't look like an SAP, right? So that means, say suppose if you want your system to be like your own portal, you don't want your system to look like SAP system. You want your system to look like your own portal. Say suppose Airtel, they want their system to look like their own portal with their logo and their own brandings, their own red color. Coca-Cola has their own red color. McDonald's has their red and yellow color. They want that kind of branding, feel, look, everything. They don't want this plain SAP boring screens. That can be done by through a screen personas like this. Or a travel portal. Travel portal. Your company is a travel portal. Instead of accessing the same SAP boring screens, you can have that refreshing and user specified fields, icons, and everything using screen personas. Right. So this is what the complete SAP Fiori is all about. So any questions for today? So you can see this is the best example actually. Both screens are same, but coming to visualization and the fields, you see it in different way. So this is the same SAP screen what we see, and this is also same, but it has been changed completely to look like this. Right? Yeah. So screen personas allows the companies to improve user productivity by personalizing their SAP screens. Increasing productivity, that means, as I just told you, when company has just migrated from legacy to SAP, you are using some different screens, different fields in the legacy. when you give training to SAP users and when they start using an SAP, they cannot immediately take up that, right? Because all these years they are using some new different screens. So there might be a productive loss because they could not perform fast. If instead of that, if you customize as per the legacy version itself, yeah, obviously the productivity can be increased. Yeah. So any other questions, anyone today?
Praveen, just a query means query. So how this Fiori HANA, these data are exchanging? What is the technology behind?
There is a Fiori architecture for that. There is a Fiori architecture. That's a complete technical.
Just to know.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll share this document so that you'll be coming to know. Or in the Google also you'll be seeing there is OData, there is the HTML, there is CSC. Lots of things will be coming into picture. Somewhere it should be. Let me show you.
I have heard about OData, but I don't know what exactly that means.
This is the Fiori architecture. Okay, it has serious views, it analytical transactional these views, and it has Fiori shell. So this is the complete OData. It connected through OData and it connected through web HTTP. Right. So this is the architecture of Fiori. We don't need to know that as a functional. Don't worry about that. Okay, but this is how the Fiori architecture looks. Okay, so going through this document will help you to understand everything in detail, everything. So these are the transactional apps. So you comparative annual total sales you want to see. This is transactional app, analytical apps. Yeah. So any other questions? Yeah, and you can also find this video on the YouTube. SAP has put this video on the YouTube. In the traditional GUI, if you want to create a clearing incoming payments, in the traditional GUI, it's taking 2.25 minutes with 49 clicks and 26 screen changes. But coming to S4 Fiori, this same transaction can be finished in 1 minute 7 seconds with only 22 clicks and with only one screen. In a single screen, we can do that instead of going through 26 screens. This video is available on the YouTube. SAP has uploaded this, the same example SAP has uploaded. You can also watch that video. Yeah, go ahead. Any questions for today?
It's a front end for S4 HANA, right, Praveen?
Yes. Not only S4 HANA. As I told you, Fiori is not new. Just remember, Fiori is not new. Fiori was there since long time. Okay. But Fiori earlier was used by ECC only to create the transactions and master data, because in the ECC server is different and your analytical server BW is different earlier. So Fiori was allowed to use only to create transactions and these things. But now what happened? Every SAP module is sitting on HANA database. So now you can also access analyticals through Fiori. That's the reason we have transactional labs, we have analytical apps, and we have fact sheets. So Fiori is like a front end. It's a front end. You can access anything. All these are connected to a single database.
Where does S4 HANA?
Yeah.
Instead of easy, you can use S4 HANA.
What is that, Shanti?
S4 HANA also you can access.
Yeah. See, forget about ECC. You are learning S4 HANA. There is no ECC now. Anything is only S4 HANA now. Any new implementation is only S4 HANA. So S4 HANA means obviously you can access S4 HANA through Fiori. Okay.
So Praveen, for a greenfield implementation, now if company is asking wanting only for cloud, HANA cloud, then everything will be on Fiori now, or they will get SPRO?
SAP cloud is only on. See, I'll tell you. There are three things.
Guided configuration. You have mentioned here.
Yes. This is a big concept actually. We'll discuss later when it comes to the conversion and adoption project. See, there are three deployment options. Yesterday I've shown you, right? One is on-premise deployment option, one is cloud option, and again cloud is divided into lots of other, like say public cloud, private cloud, HEC and HEP. There are different clouds. Okay, this is SAP cloud I'm talking about. And another, you have your Amazon AWS hosting on another data centers, Azure. Okay, AWS or Azure. There are other different clouds. IBM cloud is there, Deloitte cloud is there, lots of other clouds are there. This is SAP cloud. If you want to buy directly from SAP, you can buy it from HAP HEC, that is HANA Enterprise Cloud, which is solely maintained directly by SAP. SAP is maintaining this. These are maintained by Amazon Web Service, Azure. That means if you want to go with this, yeah, you can also buy here. This is also cloud. In cloud, you don't have SPRO. You have only guided configuration. What is guided configuration? That means, as I told you, which clients will go for cloud? First thing, anyone? What kind of clients will go to cloud?
Small and medium.
Small and medium.
They have
why? Because
simple business.
Yes, simple business. They don't have much business processes. They don't have much customizations. Only those clients will be going for cloud. That means everything is already set up. Everything is already set up there. You want consignment process is completely configured. That's the reason SAP says three things. Let me show you the image and talk so that it will make sense for you. Can you see my screen, everyone? Yeah. You see, we have three options, as I told you. One is new implementation, system conversion, or landscape SLT. So any of these three is connected to these three pillars. What is these three pillars? Activate methodology. There is no SAP methodology now. It is replaced to activate methodology, and best practices and guided configuration. Okay. That means SAP tells strictly follow best practices. In the ECC, we used to ignore it. Actually, we don't go through best practices. We used to ignore and we used to enhance things. But now SAP strictly says go with best practices, because out of this research, out of talking to hundreds of customers, SAP has developed this product which will be useful for everyone. And this this guided configuration, as I told you, it is available as of now only on the cloud. What is here? So suppose I want to create a sales area. What is sales area?
Combination of sales of
Sales of
distribution
distribution channel and division.
Right. If you want to create a sales area, how do you start? How do you create?
In SPRO we used to do.
Yeah.
Or yes.
In the SPRO, fine. But how? First you will create division, or first you will create sales area, sales org. What you create?
Sales org.
Right. You don't create first division. First you create sales org. This is guided configuration. That means if you try to create a division, system will tell you there is no point of creating sales division without a sales area. First create sales org, then give distribution channel, then mention division. Without sales org or division, there is no point of creating division. This is guided configuration. Step 1. See, if you are filling some forms, step 1, step 2, step 3, it will guide you, right? It's the same way you do the guided configuration. You cannot go beyond that, because you need to follow the best practices. Got it? As of now, as I told you, it's available only on the cloud. It's not available on the on-premise. And SAP, see, any customer, if they want to go for SAP, you can take a trial version of SAP, the full working product. You can take the trial first, explore. I talk about methodology, right? What is methodology? Again, it is divided into 4 steps. Yeah. What is the 4 steps? Prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. So prepare, first set up your system, then explore it, then realize this is what I want, then deploy. Okay, why SAP has scrapped it SAP methodology? You have an idea why SAP has come with activate methodology? Anyone? Why system has eliminated that SAP methodology?
Yeah, because in this agile process, we are giving small portion of this realization before completing the full version.
Yes.
So enhancement will be done simultaneously, and it would be a complete product when we are coming to an end. So it's not like that. After configuring everything, the user starts testing from the scratch, and they are realizing that everything will be not in the way.
Because see, earlier our SAP methodology used to work on waterfall model. That means, say suppose if you take a project today on 5th August, when is your go live date in your ECC? Maybe plus 9 months or plus 18 months.
7, 8 months.
That means customer has to wait almost 9 months to see the final product. Do customers have that patience today? Will customer wait after investing and the time with this much technology innovations? Are customers ready to wait 9 months or 18 months? No. That's the first thing. Second thing is, in the SAP methodology, only in the first and second phase you have customer engagement. Once you gather the requirement, do you entertain customer? No, right? You do realization, final preparation, go live. That's it. Only again in the user acceptance test, customer comes into picture. If not, there is no customer after you once gather the requirements and freeze the BBP. Right? So in agile methodology, it's not like that. Customer is asking STO process. Okay, you need STO process. Let's deploy. On the cloud, you have the complete setup configuration of STO. First prepare, explore the complete STO process, show it to customer. If customer says this is what I want, then deploy it. Start using STO process. You don't need to wait for all the complete configuration. In the SAP methodology, if customer want to use this product after 9 months, you need to configure everything, but now you don't need to. That's the reason SAP has come with this activate methodology. Prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. You can see here, just take a cloud version first and understand the scope, solution scope and value. This thing first, understand the scope, then explore, then realize, and then you deploy that and go live. Okay. So we'll discuss this in coming sessions. It's a very big discussion. It's not 1 or 2 minutes we can understand this, but because there is lots of continuation for this to understand. Yeah. Any other questions for today?
Praveen, when you will be sending this video, right? Yesterday's and today's?
Once the payments is confirmed, you confirm the batch, and once the payment is done, I'll be sharing the videos, documents, and everything. The guys who has already paid the fees, you'll be getting it by today. I'll create a group and I'll send you all the documents and videos. So the guys who want to continue for this training, you can confirm me before next session, or else you can, if you are prepared, you can confirm me so that I can share the documents and videos. You can start preparing, and server access as well. So next session will be the guys who has confirmed. Only for them, the next session. Lakshmi, any question?
Hi, Praveen. When is the next session? Next Saturday?
Yes. See, this is a week. Let me mute everyone. This is a weekend batch scheduled for 6 weekends, every Saturday, Sunday. If there is no session, I'll update you in advance. Okay. So it's not that we will be having sessions continuously every weekend for the 6 weekends. In between, there might be 1 or 2 breaks, unplanned. If it is planned, I'll tell you in advance. If it's unplanned, I'll definitely update you on the Friday itself, or 1 or 2 days before itself. It is already planned. Okay, but it is to schedule up to finish in 10 to 12 sessions. So as I already told you yesterday, don't go by time, because even I don't go by time, because in between I take questions, and if we have some good discussions, which even we don't need, like say today we are discussing this particular, we don't need this to discuss now. So if something comes in between, I don't mind discussing in those things. So don't go by time. Some days we can finish it in 1 hour, some days it will take 2.5 hours. but everything would be covered. Yeah, next session is on next weekend as of
Thanks,
today. If there is any change, as I told you, I'll be updating in advance. Yeah. So any other questions, anyone for today? And anyone, if you would, we need to talk, you can talk. So to better understand whether this will help you or not, whether you need to learn S4 HANA or not, if you still have the questions in mind, or how my training would be helping and how I would be helping. If you have any questions, you can talk to me. Definitely, I can solve all the queries for you. Yeah, go ahead. Any questions still? The last.
Logic. Which modules actually?
What is it, Shanti?
Logistics means how many modules are there? What are
All the logistics module: SD, MM, PP, QM, WM, and TM, LE. All are called as logistics module. SCM.
So we need to learn all these modules?
No. We are learning only sales with bit of procurement.
So in the future, suppose you are telling like SD will be having on a little bit, so you are forced to learn fewer more modules. So
Yes. You have to see, definitely. Say suppose even in the ECC as well, as your experience is going up, or you are a technical consultant, ABAPer cannot survive 10 years without any functional skill set. After 5 years of your ABAPer experience, they are forced to learn some functional module. Likewise, if you are MM or an SD, you cannot work in only SD for 10 years. At least in India, you can work, because in India, SD is SD, MM. But you go to Asia Pacific or you go to other US or something, they at least expect 3 modules from you. If you are 8+ years experience, if you are logistics, they expect you to do SD, MM, PP. But in India, okay, it's SD, MM, and MM. But if you go abroad, you will like face a difficulty if you don't update yourself. Okay. I'll guide throughout the training. I'll guide like what to do and how you can prepare your career for next 10 years. Everything I'll guide.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. So any other questions? Anyone? Okay. Hopefully no questions. So we'll call it a day today, and we'll catch back tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on the next weekend, Saturday. And the next Saturday, the agenda is we'll go with the business partner. Activate methodology, and we'll go with the business partner next session, next weekend. Okay. So anyone, like whoever want to continue this batch, you can confirm me either by calling or by sending an email or WhatsApp text. So I can send the bank details. Once the payment is done, I can loop you into the batch and send you the videos and documents. Right. So see you all and catch up on next weekend. See you. Bye-bye. Good day.